Alrighty then. Here we go. Game 2 of this Best of 2 series for the Requiem Autumn League. We've got DOTP Boosted Zoo versus Team K9. First ban coming out for Boosted Zoo is going to be an axe. But before we really get into it, my name is Sky at Reach4sKai, Sky High Gaming, and I am joined with Stairs for this cast. Should be pretty exciting. Stairs, what you thinking about these bands that we're starting off with right now?
So far they seem like pretty standard bands, you know, no Drow Strat, no Void to kind of mess things up. So I don't see anything in particular. I am curious about the Axe ban, however, that does kind of hint towards some maybe some kind of cheese strat that they want to pull out like a Huskar, and K9 seems to be responding to that with the immediate Dazzle ban, so it's definitely interesting to see how that turns out.
Yeah, both Drow and Dazzle removed from the game, because Drow has a pretty good synergy if you run a Huskar in your lineup too. I really like seeing them together on a team, and I think that's a respect ban on that Void. What do you think? They're throwing a little bit of respect their way.
The Void definitely did pretty well in the last game, and it just provided a lot of resource for the for DOTP to really work with. So, I'm sorry, for K9 to really work with. So I think it's definitely a good band to start off with.
Oh, absolutely. And any heroes that you would really like to see going into this game? Any sort of theory that you've already maybe got rolling around in your jujus?
I think this is one of the teams that has done an AM mid. I've seen that a couple times in this tournament, and I really like to see it again. Yeah, it's great to like every time I see a team pick an Invoker, I always see like an AM mid counter pick, and it's surprising how often it actually works. And it's very weird, but it's entertaining.
So, Boosted Zoo running a Lion right now. I might anticipate them actually getting an Oracle too. I've been seeing a lot of Oracles picked up across this tournament to great success, which is awesome to see. All of these lower MMR teams that are dabbling with some more complex heroes. And speaking of complex, Shadow Demon and Elder Titan. Two really strong picks in this current meta, and the Elder Titan having that great guaranteed setup from the Shadow Demon for these stomps is going to do so much work for them as a team. And this also makes it so that any heroes that would run with high base armor, high agility characters are going to kind of fall to the woes that Elder Titan may give them. So immediately to me, that makes me think that Boosted Zoo may opt for more of a strength core direction. They may want to pick up heroes like Sven, for instance. Anything that has a plus armor to their team and themselves would benefit them going up against an Elder Titan.
Yeah, and I actually think the Sven is a very good pick, as it also counters the Shadow Demon with the illusions. So I think it'll be a very safe choice to pick the Sven, but they do opt for the Slark. So
I don't like that against an Elder Titan because, I mean, you know, like he's just gonna take all of those stacks and make it that he still doesn't have armor. You know, a well-timed Dark Pack will be able to purge the Echo Stomp. However, a well-done Echo Stomp will be able to keep Slark locked down, too. So, you know, it really comes down to execution, I think, for whether or not this Elder Titan's able to fulfill the roles that he should be able to against this Slark.
yeah, this Slark has to be very careful with his positioning. It's especially dangerous when you Shadow Dance if this Elder Titan is on you and he just immediately stomps, because at that point that just cuts off your escape and you're kind of stuck there for the duration of the Shadow Dance, leaving you vulnerable. So he definitely has to be very cautious.
Yeah,
With the way he roams around.
It's almost like this Elder Titan was like a preemptive counter pick to what Boosted Zoo opted to. I just think that there could have probably been a better core option for them to grab here, unless they're going to run this Slark as an offlaner, and then they won't have to deal with the Elder Titan. But then again, this is assuming that the Elder Titan is going to be in the offlane, so Elder Titan can be ran just as a hard 4, or can be an offlane hero too. A lot of flexibility in that regard. Haven't seen him mid though. That would be weird.
Yeah, I'm just not. I'm like you said. I'm not agreeing with the Slark pick. There's just a lot more. There's more options they could go with. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that it can't work for them. If they play it well, they could easily, make it work. But right now, as far as drafting goes, it's not. I wouldn't agree with it.
No
It's not
Keeper
very
of the
safe.
Light, no Vengeful Spirit, Morph, or Marana. The Marana might be a little bit of respect ban, but the Morphling was also banned out in the previous game too, so that may just be something they don't like to deal with. And I like K9 opting for this Timbersaw here a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's really good, and just the pure damage just counters Slark in the sense that like if he ults, Timber can still deal a ton of damage and burst him down even with the Shadow Dance if he aims it right. So definitely a good response coming from K9.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is when I am thinking about how Zoo would run this, if you're going up against an Elder Titan, and immediately in my head, I'm like, all right, Strength Course, let's go. But K9 already has a Timbersaw, and that is such a great counter to a Strength Core lineup.
Hmm.
And even still, I still think they need a Sven. But then when you're dealing against a Timbersaw, it's so hard to keep him locked down and controlled. So we're really going to need to see some hard lockdown from Boosted Zoo and things that don't rely on base armor, which is a strange thing to even think about.
Yeah, I'd actually like to see some more magic or pure damage coming from Boosted Zoo, but they do pick the Oracle, so that definitely will help them.
Yeah, I was
But
almost
again,
anticipating that from like there's just been so much Oracle Lion ran together and Oracle in
he's really
general.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good because it allows you to have that early game burst, which really you can't really get. It's not something you get with other supports as often, like Elder Titan or Shadow Demon. Like it's not. You can't get that immediate burst, whereas with Elder Titan or Shadow Demon, you actually have to, aim and you have to position very well to get that burst down. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. So fourth pickup now for Team K9. I think they could lean towards grabbing their mid or honestly, even if they were to grab their safe lane carry at this point, I think they should be fine. And anything that you would really like to see, I think Anti-Mage could be fine right at this point. There isn't any huge int players on Busutsu for cores, but Lion and Oracle would just be food for him, and then, he can
yeah,
just jump out of the pounce and ignore Slark a lot.
they are going to pick the Juggernaut, so that's a pretty safe pick. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really safe, and also he can deal with the Slark pounce. He could always just use his ultimate, but on the flip side, Slark can just Shadow Dance out of his ultimate too.
Yeah, yeah.
So another execution sort of ploy that's going to have to happen there. And K9 really doesn't have any lockdown. Um,
Ooh.
I'm kind of worried about K9's lockdown.
Yeah, unless they like land every single Elder Titan stomp or maybe get a good disrupt, like that's really all they got. I was hoping to see if they would save the anti-mage for last, because what they could have done is they could have let the DOTP pick that invoker and still got pick the anti-mage to immediately counter him, because they have primarily int heroes, so they can easily punish that.
You think K9 will do an AM mid?
I think it's viable, honestly, in this situation. AM can easily escape from Slark, given that line is not there, and he can also, he just has really good escape, mobility. He farms well, and I think if Timbersaw does well enough, he can make enough space for Jug and AM to farm. But I don't know. I mean, anything could happen at this point.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Zoo is going to opt for a Slardar as their offlaner, and this is going to do well against a Timbersaw because of all the stacks that he'll build up. And
Ooh,
K9 is opting for a PA as their last pick. Is this PA mid or it could be Timber
yeah,
mid
that's PA
too?
mid. Yeah, experienced Memer is the mid for their team, so that's a PA mid.
All right. Well then, should be pretty exciting. But without further ado, guys, we are now in Game 2 of the Best of 2 series of Requiem Autumn. Boosted Zoo versus K9. Leading off, we've got our victors of Game 1, K9 here. We've got experienced Memer on the Phantom Assassin, Colossus on the Timber Saw, Whiteout on Juggernaut, the White Mask on Elder Titan, and one that hasn't loaded into the game yet, LTK on the Shadow Demon.
And over on the Dire, we have Cyphonic on the Lion, TFP question mark on the Oracle, Deadwing Lullaby on the Slarder, Suicide Watchbear on the Slark, and of course Reject on the Invoker.
Reject's got his Super Saiyan hair in the midst, and he's ready for action. I'd say the cosmetic battle is almost even more important than just like the game of Dota in itself. So based on cosmetics of K9 versus BZ, I think I gotta give it to BZ. I think BZ are outshining them.
Yeah, though I really like the Timber combo with the Immortal and the Fall Compendium set.
Yeah, the Timber's looking pretty fresh, but as a whole, we're looking the entire team styling versus styling. I gotta give it to BZ.
Yeah, definitely.
So TFP Nox smoked up early, gonna drop a Sentry Ward in two of the camps. So they're blocking the large and the small camps from getting pulled. So nothing that they're gonna have to worry about from these camps in the early game phase. No pulling allowed. And we've got Deadwing and Nox that are maybe doing a 2-1-2 here. It could be just Slark and Lion in the safe lane, Reject mid, and then the ladder, but maybe not. Nox could just be going back up top.
I feel like it would be nice to put Nox in the off lane for a while, because they have a pretty scary tri lane with the Disrupt and the Elder Titan Stomp. So he needs to be very careful in the early stages of the laning phase.
Yeah, the Elder Titan with the Phantom Assassin is going to be a pretty scary... oh, wait, no. PA's mid.
Yeah, PA's mid.
Yeah. It's a pretty scary squad. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Juggernaut's got a ton of regen on him, too. So he's not really going to be concerned.
Oh, wow, yeah. 8 tangos.
Yeah, it's a lot. That is a lot. So many pings coming out. Look how much money they've put in on all these wards in the bottom.
Yeah, they really want to secure the experience for Slardar because they need that minus armor badly.
And then, so they used a sentry and an observer, both blocking the camp.
You gotta be 100% sure.
Yeah, man. So
I'm interested to see
Lullaby,
how the PA works out.
This is such an interesting tri-lane that's happening against this Slardar, because it looks like, you know, he's just letting him get farmed. Shadow Demon's using these tangos far earlier than he needs to, too. Just kind of nitpicking some of those basic things. Uh-oh, what's going on in the middle name? What the hell, PA? Or it could have just been bait.
Possibly, yeah.
Masturbator from the experienced memer.
So who do you think has the advantage in the mid lane right now? I'm kind of voting PA. Oh.
What? Okay, so, well, gonna have to rely on the fight recap and the amount of mana that's gone and cooldowns. So it looks like the Fortune's End on the Oracle followed up with probably a Pounce on the level 1 Slark and a Hex from Lion. So everything was used to be able to keep that Timbersaw controlled in that fight. But in terms of what you mentioned in the mid lane, PA could just maybe get a burst kill here. Invoker could turn it if PA gets greedy and tries to jump under tower. Because he does have a salve, so he could turn and cold stop Snalv and then immediately start fighting her. If she gets stunned out, then she can't continue in on her.
In my opinion, I think what's scary about this Invoker lane, for him at least, is that because he is going fast Exort, he doesn't exactly have a very good reliable escape. So if PA jumps on him while he's low, he really doesn't have anything else besides the Ice Wall. So he has to be very careful here.
Yeah, at least in the early game phase, I definitely agree.
Plus that pure damage is really good harass, and it's just so annoying.
They're doing so much harassment up here on Colossus, but I don't think it's really getting them anywhere. The reactive armor is just doing wonders. Such a good spell.
Disruption bot lane.
Meanwhile, Lullaby just kind of getting poked around. Nothing's really coming from it. Lullaby's almost just applying the pressure even back at him, because checking the regen-wise, Lullaby is looking pretty fresh. LTK is getting pressured out, and now White Mask in a really rough situation. He's going to fall down, and Lullaby trying to get away. He'll die to the spin. 1-for-1 exchange in the end. That was pretty fortuitous for this Slardar.
Yeah, really good on him.
Anything
I think
that you
they're
can do
not
to get a lead.
handling this lane as well as they could be, honestly.
Oh, no way. I anticipated that being a much scarier laning phase for him, and he got a kill. I think that's the first thing. It's only now that the Shadow Demon is dropping wards to try and counter all these things. And the first both of the sentries just died out of duration, and then he just destroyed the Observer Ward.
Mm-hmm. At this point, the damage has been done already, though. Slardar is already at the same level as Juggernaut, so...
And I think the Shadow Demon's just confused now, because he dropped all those wards and only found one, and he didn't see the safe lane camp, the small camp, at all. So I would be like, what? Did they really use a sentry? I don't know.
We have an Invis Elder Titan mid.
He's just kind of meandering on in. He wants to try and do something here to Mr. Reject. If Reject was paying attention... Oh, actually, White Mask doesn't have anything in natural order. Oh, we've got the stump from out of nowhere. Follow up with the Spirit. Exance Memer in there. Sunstrike's going to drop. It will actually kill. And is Reject going to be able to get away? No, he'll die to the luggage briefcase that is the White Mask in his arm. Such a strange thing.
A good kill on Invoker, but an unfortunate misplay by the PA, honestly.
Oh, yeah, I think it could be expected that a Sunstrike would drop, especially if you're going to play in like a stagnant position like that.
Mm-hmm. You can see the animation too, usually, so that should be a good hint. But I think he was kind of, busy in the heat of the moment, where you kind of forget things,
Uh-oh, Colossus is pressuring out Nox a lot. LTK has rotated up here as well. Is he going to be able to do it with the Timber Chain? Leap is going to come out on LTK. There's the Dark Pact as well. LTK is probably going to drop, and down he goes. There's the Chakram. Not enough pressure. The Bind is going to be able to hit Colossus, and with the Dark Pact as well, he's going to fall. Double kill going in favor of Suicide Watchbearer. Nox is going to salve up. Suicide Watchbearer going to salve up, and White Mask just going to casually walk into the lane. So... here we go. They're going to be able to pressure the top lane at this point if they want to. Timber already able to rotate back in, so that was pretty short-lived. So we're 6 minutes in. This PA... she's doing okay. She's got 18 last hits, but Invoker is rocking it on the denied chart. Juggernaut versus Slark, again, relatively similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we look at this Timbersaw and we compare it to this Slardar, and then Timbersaw is just looking to be in a rough spot. Uh-oh, we've got a stomp out on Reject in mid. Mimer's going to try and follow up. There's the Cold Snap, and the Sunstrike will hit Mask and Mimer. LTK going to disrupt out Cybonic, and no more follow-up going to be there, actually. Down,
yeah, I'm not sure why Cold Snap the illusion.
That was strange. I've got nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all.
We are going to see Slardar go on the Juggernaut.
Yeah, Juggernaut's able to spin away, though, thankfully. He does have a Mango to pop if he wants to. 4 more Tangos, too. He's got plenty of Tangos. If he uses this Mango, he could just, like, ult and spin in a fight if he wanted to. But I know enough situations of people just forgetting they even have a Mango. This negative armor, though, is rough. Uh-oh, he's going to be able to get crushed out, too. And 1, 2, the cat comes out, and he's going to die. The play there would have been the Mango eat and then use his ultimate, but unfortunate he wasn't able to do enough. And what, the kitty cat is just running around, and he's going to fall?
Ooh, it's Sunstrike.
Sunstrike just barely off the mark. LTK in the right place at the right time.
But I think this is going really well for the Slardar, even though he did die because he killed the Juggernaut. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then if we look at this Slark versus Timber matchup, Cybonic's been zoning out the Timbersaw really easily. with just like mana drain. And then it comes down to Colossus to be able to hold his spells appropriately to be able to get out. And oh, Pounce is just going to be barely off the mark. And there's the Hex. They're not really going to be able to follow up with that at all. Man, this is a sad Timbersaw.
At least he isn't going against like a Kalo or something.
Guys, when in doubt, buy Magic Wand. It's literally all he needs here. Every single Dark Pact, every single Mist Pounce, every single Mana Drain, every single Stun, every single Hex. All of these moves that he can just shrug off and walk away from because he's a Timbersaw. If he had a Magic Stick, that would be able to keep him in the game for mana. So, guys, buy a Magic Stick. Buy a Magic Wand. It does so much for you. This is my PSA announcement at the 8-minute and 30-second mark of this game.
Very bold movement from the Shadow Demon.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Yeah,
kind of
absolutely. 86 HP remaining on him. They're going to be able to counter that ward in the mid lane, though. Oh, the Sunstrike! It hits! It hits! Ah! Rip! 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 Rip. Here's a grave. Just like that. Rip. Just an R. Shadow Demon. Sad death. Timbersaw is getting poked down again. There's the Pounce to follow up, and the Hex too. Is he going to be able to chain out? No! They're going to be able to lock him down with a full rain of casts. And jeez, guys, again. Magic Wand. Look, he has a Magic Stick now. He has a Magic Stick now. Just as we talk about it. I would have been suspicious if it weren't a 5-minute delay. I'm glad that he is responding nicely.
And just that burst damage from Oracle doing so much work. That's like 270 magical damage on that Timbersaw. So.
Oh yeah, see, all this magic damage is doing a lot. It's not the physical damage. I don't think he's getting as much value out of all these points in reactive armor. Usually I think just like 1-2 points tops. 3 points is pretty overkill.
Yeah.
Because he's not getting that much creep aggro. Like, think about it. 15 stacks? You really shouldn't be getting up to 15 stacks. And now LTK getting purged out. And there's the disruption on Suicide Watchbear. Great stun, lands on 3. Watchbear able to kind of meander away. And Colossus trying to do some damage to Cybonic. The ultimate doing so much work. Watchbear taking so much fire. There he goes, off into the dance. I think Nox is just going to kind of wander away at this point. This Chakram is just doing so much damage to Suicide Watchbearer. His Infused Rain Chop isn't really doing enough for him. And oh, the Purge is going to land on 2 of them! Rejects, great rotation out. They're going to be able to maybe do some more damage here on Colossus. Watchbearer will have his leap coming up relatively shortly. He's not going to try and go in on it. Colossus out of mana. Ice Wall not going to connect. It's a good idea. I like it. It was a good idea.
Yeah, it was almost there, too.
Ogre goes back to the mid lane. He's been rotating pretty nicely. He's trying to build space for his team and make these kills and make these plays happen. You know, 3 and 2 on him right now. And the PA is going to be able to zone him a little bit better now that she's level 8. So by virtue of being level 8, these daggers are just going to suck. Every single dagger could just suck. It just need a random crit. That's it. But farm for farm phase basis, oh, she's like the 350 run right there. It's going to be spread out pretty nicely across both teams. Only 1,000 in BZ's favor.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty interesting that the Invoker opts to go for the Aquila drums first. So looks like he might go for like early fighting.
He wants to be aggressive. He wants to be aggressive, and I commend him for that. We've got the setup out on Invoker now. No Cold Snap for him. The Stomp's going to be plenty there. LTK is going to take a Sunstrike to the face and plenty of stuns to follow up. Cybonic will be able to poke him down. Invoker actually getting the last hit in the end. That's great for him. Get a little bit of kickback for his actions. Great rotation by Cybonic there, recognizing the situation and able to help out his ally.
And this Slardar is just free farming.
I know, it's so silly. It's so silly. He's up to 3,400 gold at this point. Juggernaut at 4,700 on the flip side. So Juggernaut definitely doing better. But as a all, if you compare the Slardar with the Timbersaw, his nemesis, like it's not looking good. And rotation's coming to plenty to the top lane. Suicide Watchbear looking for blood. Nox, he's gonna disrupt the creeps, and now everybody's gonna take damage. The creeps do it, the meatball's there, and he's gonna try and chain out. Sunstrike, just barely off the mark. Very nice shot with that one. Jeez, I can never remember Fortune's End once the hype is happening. This is like every single time I check it afterwards too. Man, this creep over here, this is MVP with those shockwave.
Yeah.
Landing twice. Oh, jeez, Suicide Watchbear almost dying to his team. I love it. And then Nox does it to himself too, just for good measure. Pop goes Shadow Demon. Wow, where'd that come from? Alright, so Colossus throwing out the Chakram again, but that's really just for like a little basic amount of harassment. BZ are still grouped up as 4, so this could be pretty dangerous for Colossal.
Over in the mid lane. Yeah, over in the mid lane we saw a little engagement between PA and Slardar. Both of them retreating at half health.
Yeah, now we're grouped up as 3 in the bottom. Suicide Watchbear slowly healing up thanks to the OP-ness, which is Slark. They're probably going to be able to push this bottom lane right now. And
especially if Invoker TP's there, they definitely can secure that tower. But I don't, even without the Invoker, I think they can just secure the tower easily.
Yeah, I think so. An Invoker will be able to support with a Sunstrike if he needs to.
Yeah.
But in the top lane, Reject is going on Colossus. The Cold Snap is there. The Sunstrike has been dropped. A couple more hits, and the Forge Spirit's with him. He's going to be able to drop him. He's on a killing spree at this point. Timbersaw. Oh no, sad days. And this drum is paying off for Invoker. He's getting the sustain. He's getting the mobility that he wants. And a little bit of engagement going off on the bottom. Disruption out on Cybonic. He's going to get punched down. The Breeze Phase is strong. Nox going to try and keep Cybonic alive. And with the crush on the back, I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Cybonic, no, he's going to go down. Oh my god, White Mask 2. Watchbear with the leap. The crush to follow. And down he goes. Great fight for Team BZ. These are the types of engagements they need to take at this point. Fight recap shows so much. 1,700 experience for them, 500 for the latter. Items used. Tome of Knowledge is under that. That was funny.
Sport getting pretty aggressive here.
Yeah, Timbersaw is he's built up some balls. The balls, they're there. I think Sark just needed to be a little bit precarious because of the, like, his HP and mana at that point. He had some cooldowns now. He didn't have his Shadow Blade ready and stuff like that, but now he's used his Shadow Blade. He's going to try and come in here. Who's he looking for? You're not going to find anyone there. But the Dire know about you. Or the Radiant, excuse me. You're the Dire. He should have noticed on the Shadow Dance that he was called out. And uh-oh, LTK has been found. He's going to try and disrupt him out and walk away, but it's not going to be able to be enough. There's the Soul Catcher to follow up on him. And Colossus, he throws down the Chakram. And Watchbear, now he's just trying to run away in the trees. And he's done the Shadow Walk, but now he's gone under Sentry. And then he's back again. And then look, there's LTK. And now he's off deeper into the jungle where he knows it's safe. The Shadow Dance is on him. He's got the regeneration. Lion's kind of coming up in the tree line, but I don't think it'll be anything there.
They could go on the Elder Titan.
Oof. Elder Titan. White Mask. He's taking so much damage. Is he going to try and get an Echo Stomp off? Get a Glory Stomp off. Oh, he could have done it there. Oh, the hit! Oh my god, the juke. There goes Experience Member. He throws out the Astral Spirit. He's going to be able to follow up with the Echo Stomp. Here comes the ultimate. 1, 2, 3. Curse Splash. Hits Cybonic. Does not touch the Watchbear. And now Experience Member is able to take out the Lion.
Oh.
But Slark, he has no mana. He's trying to regenerate. Colossus, he's going to try and continue this pursuit. There's the Experience Memer. He has enough for the leap, and Crush is going to be able to come out on 2. There's the follow-up from Oracle. The Purge is going to drop on Memer too. He's going to barely just run away, and he's going to walk. Experience Memer. No, he's okay. Back in. The dagger. Oh my god, Slardar, you're going too much. Nox, he's going to try and keep everybody stunned out. There's Reject with the big old meatball. And wow, the giant chain comes out. And there's the Omni Slash as well. TFB, he's got the heal on himself. And down comes Colossus, and he's going to fall too. So it's a 0-for-4 exchange in the way of K9.
Yeah, I think BZ are just biting off more than they can chew with these really aggressive movements in place, and they're just getting punished for it really hard.
Oh yeah, and PA has her Deso. She is doing so much work. She's at 7,500 net worth at this point. Juggernaut right behind her with 6,800, so they're definitely charging forward and leading the way. You know, BC was just holding this game so incredibly well. They were outplaying them on every faucet. And then, boom! Look at that net worth change in the dramatic way. It is now an even ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Almost similar to the last game, honestly.
Wait, I'm just going to purge that away. Lullaby in the tree line, looking for love in all the wrong places. Is that Sunstrike? Where is... I don't even know where it was. Here comes the farm. Farm for all. Especially if you're a Juggernaut.
Yeah. We are going to see the Invoker going for a Necro book here.
I really like this move from him. He's recognizing that he needs to kind of split push because it'll be better for his team to look for, you know, the Slark with the pickoffs and then the follow-up from him. And then he just drops in a Sunstrike as needed. I think Necrobook is a really strong play, and the mana burn will help.
Yeah.
He hasn't used any drum charges yet. That's kind of surprising. Just like for the amount of time that he's had it.
Honestly, I've seen some people buy drums, and they just, like, never use the charges, so who knows?
Alright, well, we've checked it again at 19 minutes. We knew that it was purchased around, like, what, 13 or something like that?
Yeah,
so
it was purchased pretty early on.
Let's see when that first drum proc is, guys. I don't know.
Over in the mid lane, though, things are getting pretty interesting.
Yeah, White Mask, he's ready. He's there. He has his Echo Stomp. He could throw out a Spirit in 4 more seconds. Whiteout's in a pretty rough spot. He's got Fate's Edict on him.
Yeah. I think he should just Blade Fury out. He can't take this fight right now.
No way.
Not until Omni at least comes up.
He'll have Phase Boots in 3 seconds. Assuming he doesn't get pounced, he'll be okay. But if he gets pounced, then he's doomed. If he gets pounced, I think the move is for him to just straight TP out. And uh-oh, here we go back on Whiteout, and he's able to jumped on. There's the land as well. And White Mask, now he's in a rough location, and so Suicide Watchmare with the dance just at a right time, and now LKK, he's taking the heavy harassment, and Lullaby's gonna just take him down. Experience Mirror with the Desolator is doing so much physical burst damage, it's almost even hard to call out that she's even doing anything because they're just dead in the end. And Lullaby is trying to get healed up. There's the dagger from downtown, able to blink out and not gonna take it. Colossus doesn't really have enough mana to continue in on this engagement. Is Lullaby bringing them into a deadly engagement?
Possibly.
I don't know. Top lane, Reject and Whiteout. They're kind of sparring it out. Whiteout is in way too over his head, and he just got killed. That was really silly. Reject's going to be able to drop the Sunstrike. There's a Cold Snap as well. He won't have any more follow-up than there. No Drum Charge being used yet either. And with the Forward Spirits, not a fresh pair being available, it was unfortunately inevitable. Didn't have enough follow-up damage there, and the Vanguard just doing great work for him. And bottom lane, Elder Titan going to drop. Slark and Oracle doing wonders. The Fortune's End is just doing great things for him in terms of keeping him under control. So much wonderment. The drop is an aggressive sentry. What's that?
This Rink of Health could be on the Slardar. Could it be a Vanguard, or what do you think?
Well, Sarda just bought a Ring of Health. Well, I mean, it's gotta have to be a Vanguard. I don't... Do you think they're worried that much about magic damage that he would get a pipe?
But the thing is, they mainly have pure damage. PA Dagger is pure damage. Timber is pure damage. So,
Well, PA
like, the only
Dagger
magic
is
damage...
physical.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought it was pure. Oh, whoops, yeah.
It was changed. Timber Saw ult is pure. Chain is pure. Whirling Death, magic.
So I feel like it's a Vanguard then, probably.
Could very likely be. The stun's going to come out on LTK. There's the Crush also. He's going to go down. Yeah, that's why the Desolator on top with the dagger is, like, devastating. They're pinging a lot.
You know what? This might be a Lotus Orb or like a Lincoln Sphere or something.
He's got a Perseverance.
Yeah.
Could be Lotus Orb. But what would he purge? Dagger?
I guess Dagger, Disruption, maybe Omni.
I'm not sure about that. But it's going to be an easy Roshan for them. Slark's going to be able to follow up with a Echo soon.
Or maybe it's a Refresher Orb for that double Crush.
Oh god, it'll... oh man, if we have like a meme like that, I don't think I'll be able to take it. That would be like such a meme. Yeah, my brain wouldn't be able to take it. Suicide Watch Bear! He's just gonna get healed. I don't know why they bother like doing that. It's a Slark. The Shadow Dance is gonna do it for you in like any second.
I guess it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, you know, it's a cute little sentiment. Echo Saber's been finished on Slark.
Yule's on Invoker.
Yeah. So it wasn't a Necro.
I could go either way, you know, when you build the Staff of Wizardry, so...
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it was a Necro. Crush is going to be able to come out on White Mask. There's the Amplified Damage follow-up. Sunstrike just kind of tickling the ground. And they're going to be able to take out this tower, no problem. They've done the Fortify. Juggernaut is on the back end. He's got 9,300 gold. No, White Mask getting crushed out and amplified easily. And Whiteout's going to try and tickle him back, but not going to be enough. He'll be able to walk away A-okay. And Slark is not finding anybody.
PA finishing up the Vanguard, probably going for the Abyssal next.
Yeah, that would be great for him. He's already sitting at 3,400, so it would be very likely for that to pick up. And oh no! The Juggernaut just getting picked off. Great pick for them. They need those sort of fights right now if BZ is going to be able to take it in this game.
Still no drum charges used.
Alright, guys. We need to get like a vote going in chat. See, I installed some new technology. One of them is like a live feed for that sort of stuff. But Colossus is getting hexed out. So much stun, so much follow-up. Cybonic, he could get fingered, and there he goes! The finger of death! Banged right into the butt. LTK, low HP. He's going to be able to walk away from this survivor. And they're going to try and do more follow-up here on Slark, but just a quick old leap. They're going to be able to take out the mid tower. Dagger.
If this PA is going to buy anything, he's got to buy it now.
Yeah. They're in a weird location. Imagine if there was like an upgraded Desolator.
I think there was in one of the event games or whatever.
Nah, I think there was too, like a higher level Desolator.
Yeah. I think it was for the Your Beast thing or something like that.
What if it was like Bloodthorn plus Desolator?
I'm pretty sure that would be disgusting.
Oh, Crush is going to be off the mark. It's not going to hit on anybody. Amplified damage has already been dropped on him, though. And Suicide Watchbearer, is he going to be able to get him? No, he's not. Disruption's going to be there. He's going to try and get purged out. White Mask will be able to walk away. Shadow Dance on Suicide Watchbearer. Just a quick old disengagement. Uh-oh. Colossus, no. Timbersaw, now he's been the bit of way too many jokes, and he's going to get yielded up. There's a Sunstrike, and down he goes. And Omni Slash on the back. He's going to be able to get two real quick. White out. Now with no mana, he can Blade Fury if he needs to. Desolator. Oh my god, just pop. Just pop. I was going to be like Desolator PA going hard, but just it went so hard that it already happened.
This PA sitting on... Oh, there's the BKB, actually.
Alright. So it could be Abyssal afterwards. BKB, very good pickup for her. She definitely needs it in this game. It was only a matter of time of the timing.
Especially with the Invoker, too, just in case.
Uh-oh, Memer. Is he walking into a bad spot? Or a good spot? He walked right up there to a Slark and Slardar, and then just walked away. Nothing happened. No amplifier or anything. Uh-oh. White Mask has been crushed out. There's the amplified damage, too. Oh, PA just jumping ham in on Deadwing. And look, Deadwing got a Lotus. Got a Lotus Orb.
I guess he was probably just tired of the crits and was just like, you know what, PA, you should probably have some crits too, you know?
For the dagger, yeah.
Can you even Sunstrike the Courier?
I don't know if you can Sunstrike kill the Courier. I don't know. I don't think so.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I know you can do shit like suicide. I think it has to be physical damage.
Yeah, because like you can use Culling Blade with hacks on it and jump to it with PA.
You can kill it with the Dazzle Heal too.
Oh yeah, that too.
You can also use it as a target for Dazzle Heal. So you can like, you know, micro a courier into a fight and then heal bomb with it. That's going to be the meta, guys. You get 5 flying couriers, fly them all in with speed boost, heal bomb, and then run them out. They won't even know what happened. Bloodstone finally picks up on the Timbersaw. I just hope he doesn't feed it all away. Slark has Silver Edge now. That's a new pickup. Lion, I don't think we mentioned, has Ghost Scepter.
Pretty good for the PA.
Yeah, Oracle, Glimmer, and Mech. He's gotten so far ahead, it's almost devastating. We've been focusing so much on like K9's items that, you know, BZ's just been running away with the show. Juggernaut with the Battle Fury, the Yasha, Elder Titan with his own happy little sunshine of Yules. And Shadow Demon's going to have a 4-staff relatively soon too. So, a lot of nice items about to come online.
We see Invoker going for the axe next.
Yeah, maybe that's one of the reasons why he didn't put that final point in Exhort. I would really like to see some pressure from one of the teams, because, like, if you check the gold graph right now, it's almost dead even again. And we need to see, like, a smoke up. We need to see some really good vision come out, because right now, if we were to check... Uh-oh, Experienced Beamer jumps in on DOPT, and the Crush is not going to hit on anybody. They get the amplified damage out. BKB was already popped, so that was the 10-second BKB. First BKB used unsuccessful, but great moves by this Lion. Immediately Ghost Scepter and TP out. Gonna be A-okay.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate for the PA to have to waste that.
Slark might find Colossus here. He's in Silver Edge. He's invisible. Lullaby is trying to follow up on here. There's amplified damage. The Stomp comes out. It does hit Slark, but he still jumps away anyway. Wonderment, guys. It's all wonderment.
We do see a gem on the courier for Oracle.
See, Sark's trying to get all these picks on these heroes that are out pushing far, and then he rotates in, and then it's just like, well, nobody's here. Damn it.
Yeah, they're trying to play the patient farming game is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, they're farming, they're spit blushing, they're looking for blood. White Mask is ready. Nox is grouped up. He has a gem on him. Oh my god, the crit almost one-shot Nox from the dagger. He's going to try and heal himself up. He'll be okay. Elder Titan knows exactly where he is. Reject is going to be able to try and throw out some Forge Spirits and pressure the tower. Everybody's grouped up in the top lane. Juggernaut's split pushing out mid. They got to know that there's vision up there. Sunstrike does hit. LTK is in a really bad spot. Uh-oh, Lullaby and Experienced Memer. They were getting into a tussle. Alright, Watchbear and White are trying to fight it out. We've got the Chakram thrown out as well. That's out on 3. A big ultimate by White Mask. Is it can connect on anybody? Does hit on Suicide Watchbear. Disruption again on the other side on Nox. Very safely one. We've got a stomp, and he's going to die immediately. Suicide Watchbear. He's got to recognize he's got 0 armor right now, and he's been purged out. Nox, is he going to go down? I'm not sure. We've got such a huge engagement going on. 3 down there for the Dire. And oh my god, Oracle's going to fall too. 5 are down. Experienced Memer is beyond godlike.
Yeah, this BKB is doing so much for the PA. He's just able to kind of just zone out and focus one person at a time until they're all dead.
Fight recap. Oh my god. 7,600 experience swing in the favor of the Radiant. 2,600 gold with negative 1,700 for the Dire. Oh no. That's another big jump right on up to K9.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's at the point where K9 are now leading by like 5.5k-ish in experience. So, and gold too, actually.
So we're getting an update from chat that the Lotus would not reflect the damage of the crit, but would be much more so of just the attack in itself. So
okay.
I'm gonna run with that for now, but you know, if we can get a validation, we don't have a stats guy, but you know, if we had a stats guy, that would be something that I would have them look at. So Invoker almost has his Ags. He's only about 80 gold away at this point. He's pushing out these lanes very safely. He's got the Forge Spirits out there. What is he sunstriking now? Roshan. He was sunstriking Roshan.
Yeah, I gotta make sure they're not trying for any quick Rosh.
Or even a slow Rosh. Slark is doing pretty well. He's running around in his Silver Edge. He saw that there's one there. Oh, wow, he's dead immediately. Oh, my God. The Memer's coming in so ham. That damage was ridiculous off the bat. Did you see that? 2 shots already down to well under 3/4 of HP.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. And you know what else is insane? Still 6 charges on the drums for Invoker at 34 minutes.
Nice. I'm glad I pointed that out earlier so that we're able to keep up on it.
Oh, I see what he means about the dagger effect with the Lotus Orb.
BZ's doing Roshan extremely quickly. And K9 definitely playing a safe game here. They don't want to rush anything. They think that they can take it the longer that they go. They may not be entirely wrong, as PA can do wonders. And K9 are doing a great job keeping these lanes pushed out. Checking out the experience graph. Over 10k in K9's favor. Gold-wise, over 5k though. So that swing went even further than we originally anticipated.
Yeah, it's looking pretty grim for BZ unless they set things up.
Oh, wow. LTK now immediately getting poked down. The Glimmer Cape going to do a lot for him, but probably not enough. There's the stomp. He disrupts himself out, and down goes the Timber Saw. Oh no! Mimer's able to take out the Invoker at the same time, and Suicide Watchbro going so hard on Mimer Man. Mimer Man able to jump out, and Cybonic on the backside getting poked down by Whiteout. There's the amplified damage on him. Whiteout now getting crushed, and with the pounce, with the double hit, with the Solar Crest as well, or Lotus Orb, excuse me. Suicide Watchbro now may die too, and Mimer, oh, he's able to blink out. The Blink Strike was able to hit. Shadow Dance, he's able to poke him down, and Lullaby now getting hit by the Omni Slash after the Juggernaut bought back into the fight. Suicide Watchbear leaping out, and he's going to try and one away, but he is still under the effects of Shadow Dance and the Aghanims, and Whiteout going to try and poke him down. He uses a Diffusal Charge, and will be able to follow up with another Diffusal Charge in just a moment. He does do it. The Blink Dagger on Juggernaut is going to be paramount for all of this here, and oh wow, so much damage done so quickly, and Suicide Watchbear is just going to try and walk away, but with the gem now on White Mask, it is not going to be enough, and they're going to be able to take him down. Do I want to look at this gold graph now?
It actually, yeah, it's pretty bad with experience. Just huge experience.
Well, especially with like that last thing there, and yeah, Juggernaut bought back for this, but holy on Juggernaut's back. So it dipped down a bit, and then, oof, still bad. Just oh so bad.
This is going to allow K9 to play a lot more aggressively with the map here, as we see them starting to put pressure in the top lane.
So Colossus has the Hood of Defiance to kind of help out against Invoker and the like. He'll probably build that out to be a pipe. His Bloodstone has 12 charges, so he's not in the worst spot in terms of how strong he is comparatively to the rest of the team, but 8,900 gold, he's underneath this Elder Titan. That Elder Titan was ran as a support for most of the game. So a lot of K9's eggs are in the baskets of Juggernaut and Phantom Assassin. All of the eggs. Maybe half of the dozen in each of their hands.
I don't think I've ever heard that saying, actually.
What? Eggs in a basket?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, like, where it came from, but I think it's kind of running on the assumption that you only have a certain amount of eggs. And, like, you can eventually get more eggs, but for now, you only have a certain amount. And all of those eggs, you don't want them to break. So you give them someone to take care of them for you, right?
Okay.
So I've got 12 eggs. I give half of them to PA to take care of, and I give half of them to Juggernaut to take care of. So that way, if one of them fucks up and I lose 6 of them, I still got another 6 in the other guy's basket.
These things are just way too complex these days.
This is an old saying. This is a very old saying. This is not like a new recent saying. Slark has a Vanguard on him too, and whoa! Blink Strike first crit, 1,400 damage. And oh no, they returned the tide. There's a Sunstrike to follow. It's not going to be able to be enough. He uses the BKB, crushed is the drop. And wow, we got the Lotus Orb on the dagger and a crit, but it didn't really work on him. White Mask able to get a giant ultimate out there. Crush is going to land on 3, not going to be enough. There's the meatball. And with the stun coming out on the Memer and the Finger of Death as well, I think he's going to die. Yep, he's dead. Very dead. And White Mask is probably going to get hit with the binding there. He uses himself out to try and get unstunned. And Nox is going to try and poke him down a couple bit more. And will he die? No, 50 HP. Now they're going to turn the tide on LTK, but Whiteout is trying to jump in here. At the base, he has a Skull Basher. He won't have buyback since of the previous fight. And now he's in a really bad spot. Nox keeps himself alive. They're trying to pursue in on the Juggernaut, and Juggernaut binded all the way back in the base. Can you believe that that lion got out with 50 HP? Those creeps were actually chasing him. And he had to aggro the large camp into the creeps, otherwise he would have died.
And it looks like they're going to try to go for it with Lion just canceling the TP and coming back.
Yeah, he'll have more mana in another 20 seconds. Certainly not enough. Whoa, the crit! Did you see that crit doing damage to Cybonic in the back? That's just like Juggernaut Battle Fury shenanigans. The Sunstrike hits White Mask, is going to do a ton of damage. He's down to 17 HP, a couple more pokes, and he actually is going to live at 22 HP now. Nox trying to heal himself up as best as he can. The Glimmer's trying there to be a support, and Colossus able to get him actually in the end. A couple poison touches just for good measure. What's Colossus going to do? He's got 9 charges on this Bloodstone now. It's going to need to be a little bit precarious. There's the Yules. Reject now, trying to run away. White Mask has the gem. Colossus is trying to continue up the pursuit, but he's going to go into nothing now. Watch me, Bear. No! He'll be able to go back and grab the gem. Okay, PA has the gem. That's even better, almost. That is even better, almost.
Yeah, BZ has to be careful with these engagements and just they can't afford to overstay like they did that fight. As soon as you know, things started to look bad for them, like and PA got up, they should have just bailed like right off the bat. But they stayed a little bit longer than they should have, and that resulted in them getting slightly punished for it.
Oh yeah, and Slark has an Abyssal now, and he's sitting at 3,600, so that means he's gonna have his buyback and another 2K in the bank. What do you think a Slark is gonna get at this point in the game?
Definitely not a BKB, so I'm thinking something along the lines of maybe.
I would see like a Butterfly being a reasonable item.
Or MKB.
Yeah. He has a Silver Edge, so it's kind of like a maybe sort of thing.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like for the extra damage in that mini stun would be beneficial.
Oh no,
as well.
it wouldn't be bad at all. Not at all. And he already has the Abyssal for a stun in itself. Looks like it's going to be a Scotty. Huh.
I think it's good. Extra, you know, survivability, the stats. I think it's great. It works.
What if it ends up being a Lincoln's? Just because of the dagger.
I would hope not.
They're like, guys, I hate that dagger so much that I'm going to get a Lincoln's at 42 minutes against their team.
That Slark would have to really hate that dagger then.
This disruption on Juggernaut, and then they're just pushing out lanes with these illusions. Whoa, Juggernaut able to get a big blink off, and he's going to do an Omni Slash off on Nox. Nox probably going to die in the end. We'll see. He does all of his heals on himself, too. And, oh, will he live? Nope, he's dead. Super dead. Good try by him. Cybonics going to go Scepter himself out. He has picked up the Blink Dagger.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
And Timbersaw just looking to try and get back to the base. But meanwhile on bottom, Reject being a little bit of a rat. Just kind of pushing away at the base with his Forge Spirits.
Yeah, I didn't notice it before, but he did pick up an Orchid, so...
Yeah, that's going to be really helpful, especially since this PA is pretty much relying on this BKB, which will be now at a 6-second charge. Take that away from her as an option, and then, you know, Elder Titan will force to have to use a Yules. Timbersaw does not have a Yules or anything like that, and, you know, the saves are going to be very dependent on each other, and uh-oh, Radiant Courier just died. It had a plate mail and a bracer on it. Timbersaw was trying to work towards his Lotus Orb himself. Build out on that Perseverance. Because he would have just had to disassemble his boots.
I think it's pretty good on Timbersaw at this stage of the game with a lot of the spells that they have.
Well, you can always think of it as like an Abaddon too, and even if you already got, like, for instance, the Amplify damage cast on you, then you can cast it on yourself afterwards, and it acts as a purge.
Right, that's also true. And from the chat, yeah, we were referring to the interactions with the dagger and the Lotus Orb, but yeah, that makes sense.
Easy peasy. Slark's sitting at 4,100 now. He's got that ultimate orb. He's farming away. He wants to make sure he keeps his buyback at this point because of the precarious spot that his and the enemy teams are in. Because look at that. Couple bad fights, and guess where the team net worth difference is? Don't look, just guess. Or you already looked, and you're a cheater.
Oh, I cheated. I'm sorry.
Damn it. All right, well, they're about even. which is ridiculous because they had like a 9-10k net worth lead at one point, and then a couple bad fights, and that's all it takes. And now White Mask, he glimmers himself out. He gets really pressured down though. Are they gonna be able to follow up on him? Oh ho ho! They try with a crush. Lullaby, not able to get anything there. I just want to see Cybonix finger himself, okay? That's all I want to see in this game. Make my dream come true. And finger yourself. That's not supposed to sound dirty, but it's really dirty. Anyway, they're going to do Roshan now. Look at that. Yeah, 46 minutes doing that Roshan. This is going to be the cheese Rosh.
And if there's ruin on the starter, they might try to put some use of that within this next high ground push.
Lion's finally going to get an Aether Lens. He's growing up. Starter almost has a Basher, or excuse me, MKB. Just kidding. BKB. That one. That thing with the B. The other thing with the B. Yeah, that one. He's walking around invisible. Stun not going to land on anybody. Do they know he's invis over there? I don't think they do. Oh, wait. Yeah, they have to. The Elder Titan with the thing.
Ooh.
But, oh, man. Suicide Watchbearer is going to take so much damage. White Mask having the mistake of not trying to take this fight on high ground. They're trying to push down on there. And Cybonix able to actually get healed up just in the end. Suicide Watchbearer, he's so low, but he has the Aegis, so it really doesn't matter in the end. And, oh, my God, even still, this heal that's coming out from his team is absolutely astronomical. Cybonix going to fall from the Chakram. There goes the chains. And it's going to get immediately stunned out. We've got a giant Deafening Blast. There's the Meatball, too. Cold Snap on Whiteout. Not going to really be there. Oh, my God. All these Lotus Orb interactions is hilarious. Just seeing all the colors is fun and shiny. And Suicide Watchbearer now popping another one. There goes Elder Titan, and there goes the Unstoppable Streak. Whoa! Just like that, all 5 die. That was like... That was pretty sudden, I'd say. That everybody died.
Yeah, it was definitely a weird fight because they were doing really well at the beginning, but once the tornado came in, they just lost track of who they were focusing on, and with that Jug Healing Ward still there, they couldn't keep up, and eventually K9 just overwhelmed them. So yeah.
10k experience change for Radiant. What? That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's look at this scroll graph. Starting to slowly come back because, oh, look at that. It already went in BZ's favor now. So, like, now the gold graph's in BZ's favor. So, like, this game is so ping-pong. But if we're looking at the experience earned, whoa! There was a point in time that they were over 12k different in experience.
Yeah, definitely a crazy game so far.
So much ping-pong. Whiteout, he's getting stunned out. There's the shackle. There's the light. Oh my God, he fingered himself. Yes.
And with that healing ward, we are going to see Whiteout go back to work on that tower.
Whoa, Memer just one-shot him.
Rip.
Definitely a rip. That was 100% rip. On the scale of 1 to rip, I give it a rip. Sunstrike hits LTK. Just a casual 500 damage NBD.
This should make my life easier.
I feel like he could do a lot more with the tornadoes because from the fights, I feel like they've just been counterproductive to what they're trying to go for. Because he usually just throws the tornado and he kind of just lets it happen, but he doesn't usually do anything else. Maybe besides.
I'm waiting for some more EMP related yada yada. Because let's be real, Invoker has 10 spells.
Yeah.
You've got a Ags. That means you've got 10 spells to use in a fight. And then you've got another 10 spells to use in a fight based on their cooldowns and stuff like that. And he has a Bloodthorn now, too.
Yeah, I just think he's not taking advantage of just how tightly K9 are moving and how he could just throw out the tornado EMP meatball combo.
So Phantom Assassin has really committed to this negative armor life. Just picked up an assault cuirass. It's gonna make her really stronger at the same time.
I think it's pretty good against the right clicks, yeah. Especially with the Bloodthorn and all that stuff.
Oh, definitely. Now, what is Reject gonna do? I don't know. Oh, he's gonna glimmer himself out. Mimer one-shots him! There goes the white mask. He throws out the ultimate. It's not gonna be able to connect on anybody. And oh, Oracle, you're in a terrible spot. That sun's burning brightly. It burns for your death. You're dead. You're dead. Sad day if you're not a Juggernaut. So here comes K9. They are grouped up as 5. They're gonna be pushing up the middle. Uh-oh. We've got Invoker trying to backdoor, but it doesn't even matter. Mimer TP backs to try and deal with him, and on the flip side, they're going to be able to take out all the mid towers here now. Colossus able to try and jump out, but no, he goes down. Mid towers, mid racks both go down, but they're going to be able to follow up on the rest of them. LTK is going to die to the pounce. Double TP going to be out of them, so they will get away at the cost of the racks. Unfortunate
Did
that
Invoker even take that tower?
no, he didn't. He was doing damage to the top tower, then he rotated mid to try and pressure the racks. He went for the melee racks, which is going to regenerate in full at this point. And you know, after Mimer had rotated back, Reject disengaged.
Yeah, I feel like they could have used Invoker in the fight. Because he has the Bloodthorn and all that damage. So
Oh, yeah.
I think he really needs to stick with his team and just make sure he is that source of damage that he is right now.
And see, the thing is, something that I didn't even like focus on a lot was I don't know if the status of PA's BKB or not. If PA's BKB was down, he could have followed up with Bloodthorn and probably killed her, but we don't know. And wow, he just got like 4-shot right there. Holy Timbersaw. Reject now in a bit of a rough spot. Uh-oh. If you're the Radiant, this is super spoopy. This Slark, absolutely nuts. He's able to take out the range racks like it's butter. And now they're waiting for this Timbersaw to really even do anything here. Oh my god, more spells just getting bounced off of everybody. Down goes the Elder Titan. That's the gem on the ground too. Suicide Watchbear going to go in on experienced Mimer. Mimer just needs to fight it out, and he's not doing that. He's trying to run. The Lotus Orb is there, and I don't know. They're just retreating, so it's a 2-for-0 exchange, and they also get the racks also. They left the gem. I guess Dire doesn't have anything that's worth dropping for a gem. Lion was
I
in
mean,
a...
they don't necessarily have any Invis heroes, so I guess that's probably what they were thinking.
I mean, it's still worth grabbing. Lion has an open slot, so does Oracle. So I think it's more of just like a not paying attention sort of thing at this point.
What do you think this next item could be for the Juggernaut? He's currently sitting on 6.8k gold, so right now anything's possible.
Well, he might eat a Moon Shard, and then he might want buyback on top of it.
I like the Moon Shard idea, yeah.
From there, then he'd probably look to replace the Battle Fury.
Yeah, I feel like at a certain point, Battle Fury, at least for Jug, it's better to switch to something with more impact, even though it does have a lot of great pushing potential, but you already have the Timbersaw and the Shadow Demon and Elder Titan, so...
And then it's like, as great as this Blink Dagger is for him, imagine if that was more damage.
I agree, but at the same time, I feel like the Blink Dagger has been getting him a lot more kills than he should have been getting, so I feel like he should stick with it anyways.
I agree with you too. I concur even, I would say. Haha. Do you concur? Why, yes, I concur. Do you concur? Yes, I do. There's so many Lotus Orbs in this game.
It's interesting too, because that's usually an item you don't really see often in these kind of matches. And then out of nowhere, we see like
there's 3 in this game. There's 3. Timber, Oracle, and Slardar.
Yeah.
It's all about these amplified damages. They're just purging them off of each other. Like, that's a lot of what we're seeing, I think. Oh, level 2 bots for Juggernaut. So he didn't get it. He didn't get Moonshard. I still think Moonshard was the better option. Icewall's gonna go. There's the ET ult too. Big old Earth Splitter. Whiteout's gonna get stunned on the backside. Suicide Watchbear. He's gonna get purged down, but he's gonna look to reinitiate in on Whiteout. He gets the bash on and then switches his attention to Whitemark. Whitemark's gonna fall. Whiteout, he does have ultimate if he wants to jump in with that. Deadwing Lullaby. He's doing a lot, but just kind of wander back in the back at the same time. Experienced Memer, he might get locked down, and yeah, he's gonna fall down for 98 seconds. Buyback immediately. Elder Titan buyback too. There's the meatball on the bottom, and oh, Juggernaut ultimate's gonna try and do a lot. Nox is gonna fall. Cybonic is gonna just use the Ghost Scepter and be a-okay. Suicide Watchbear taking tons of damage. There's a crush on one. And with Cybonic now trying to be the man of the hour, he's going to suck down Memer to try and get out another stun. And oh, the Sunstrike's just off the Mac, but he gets the Hex. Force is there. Juggernaut buyback. Timbersaw buyback. Suicide Watchbear just doing oh so much work, and I need to see a stomp out of White Mask, and White Mask doesn't have it on cooldown. Colossus throwing out the Chakram again just for good measure, and Suicide Watchbear, he might go down. 3, 2, 1. He Chakrams, it's not enough. Whiteout, he's in the battle. He's been Abyssal Doubt too, just for the lockdown. Stomp on 2. He's going to go down, and now Dota Reject is on the retreat, and he already bought back.
The fight recap, though.
5 buybacks used, 4 for the Radiant, 1 for the Dire, and now these lanes are going to get pushed out so ridiculous. So many spells being used in this fight. This is hilarious. Juggernaut's pushing this bottom lane like it ain't no thing. But negative 6,700 gold. Boof. Look at that net worth swing. Even though... It's like all those buybacks. That's like really what's reinforcing that. But, you know, here goes the Juggernaut pushing bottom. They might force out a buyback on the Slark right now. We've got the Fortify. White Mask is here too. Timbersaw is also. They're 3. Buyback on Slardar. Slark might buy back too. 45 seconds on him. And we've got the Purge out on Whiteout. He just diffuses it straight off. He's just going to keep going at all the racks. He's used the Manta. And now we've got the BKB and the Solar on Deadwing, and he's going to try and go in on Colossus, and looks like they're just focused on the racks. So down goes both the racks. There's our Earth Splitter again. I don't think he's going to catch anyone this time, though, and he's going to blink forward. There's the crush on White Mask. White Mask probably going to go down to Redwing. He gets a great bash in. There's a Gem of True Sight dropped on the ground. Deadwing going to pick that up, drop his Power Treads, because why not? And Cybonic is ready for action.
I think it was a pretty decent trade for them, the racks for the Elder Titan, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Jeez, this freaking net worth, oh my god. I don't even know what to do with this chart. This chart is so silly, guys. I don't even know. Timbersaw has still been manning up. I think he's going to try and get a BKB soon. He didn't get Pipe. I don't understand why.
Wait, who didn't get Pipe?
Timber.
Oh, that is... Well, let's see. Yeah, that is weird, actually.
Like, he's just been sitting at Casual Hood for the whole team.
Especially with an Invoker, I mean...
And really Oracle, Slark, Lion... A lot of magic damage. The lack of Pipe is kind of confusing. Is he just anticipating Elder Titan getting it eventually? Never? I don't know.
I think the mindset here is that because he's going for a BKB, he's not going to need, you know, the Pipe.
It's for his
he already
team.
Has the magic resistance.
It's for the team, man. Dire going toe-to-toe. The drop on the Ice Wall. Experienced Memer going to try and jump in now on Reject. And with the Lotus Orbs being used in aplenty... We've got the amplified damage coming out, and ho ho ho, the bounces are whole. Watchbear, he might go down with this BKB, the Oracle Love. He's gonna do just work and work. Invoker's fallen, Starter too, and Watchbear now, it's all up to him. He's got like so much heal coming back in from that Oracle. That was almost 2,000, but he's just gonna go down now, and Nox also falling. 60 minutes in, that's all 5 down. They have 2 buybacks on BZ, and Juggernaut immediately TP's top. He wants to push in. He wants to try and finish this game.
No, I think you should have TP'd mid, honestly, because it's kind of like it's a closer distance, you know. But I think it works too. Oh yeah, see, they're going mid now.
Yeah, he cleared the creep wave and then he came mid. Oracle's
This is
buying
definitely a
back
very
now because he
tight
knows
spot
that
for,
that's it.
Slark.
Slark needs to buy back. I don't know why he hasn't
Yeah,
already.
like-
He knows he's gonna need to. There it is.
Suspense.
Right? It's like we didn't even know. Didn't even know. Creeps are in the
It's all
base.
Slark at this point.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This is going to be hard for them. I don't really think they can fight this here. They might be able to keep them at bay and have them not end the game, but then this is going to be them going in on megas.
Barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks have fallen.
Alright, Suicide Watchbear going in on LTK. He's able to Dark Pact off tons of damage. He isn't going to sleep, but he needs to just use his dance to get away, and now the Abyss is going to come in on him, and he's just going to melt immediately, and the GG well played is going to come out from Nox.
A very interesting and unexpected turn of events as this just pretty intense game overall.
Crazy game. Crazy game. 2-0 in this best of 2 series of Team K9 versus Boosted Zoo. So much damage coming out from so many different characters. And you know, we wanted to give swag points to Team DOTP Boosted Zoo for their superior cosmetics, but unfortunately, K9 pulling it out, showing them what's what. They had enough bark to back up their bite, I guess.
Yeah, in my opinion, I feel like they just kind of had a time limit in which they should have ended the game. And unfortunately, because Team K9 managed to stall for so long, they were able to, you know, essentially outfarm and just outcarry the DOTP. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and I actually don't think Invoker used any charges. He actually sold his drums at the very end for a Ghost Scepter.
So he never used charges of his
No,
drum. Damn.
just those stats.
Damn.
Stats.
Damn, guys. Bible thumps. That's so unfortunate. Well, I want to thank everybody for being with me and Stairs on our cast today. Absolute blast.
Yeah, pretty good games to be casting today.
Yeah, totally. So if you're into the whole casting scene, or if you'd be interested in checking out some coaching at some point in time in the future, that is all that you're going to hang out and see here, except for some Overwatch, because it's awesome. But anyway, for more coaching, more casting, and more hype, please feel free to drop a follow on the channel. If you're interested in checking out some free coaching from me, check out my Twitter. You know, drop me a follow there. You can see when I'm going to be doing some coaching, and it's pretty much more consistent for you to be able to see in that regard. So for everybody that is still tuning in, I want to thank you for being here, and this is going to be it for me tonight. And I appreciate your attendance, and at the least, keep it sky high. Any closing thoughts, Stairs?
Hope there are more games like this in the future, really.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm sure there will be. And, you know...
Also, please use your drum charges.
Yes, use your drum charges. You get drum, use drum. I agree. I agree. I agree. But that's going to be it for us tonight. Thanks again, and we'll bring you even more fun action from the Requiem Autumn League as we plow through the group stages and eagerly await the bracket stage. Until next time, take care, and like I've said, keep it sky high. Kappa!